Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Rabi. Be sure to subscribe and watch my videos. Let's get right into it. So on Twitter, this guy was like, he was in the talking stage for 7 months and Twitter went wild. So innocent was like, I was in talking stage for like 10 months and then people dragged me, rightfully so, because I was really a fool. Anyways, this is what happened. Around March last year, I was just scrolling on Twitter, chilling and scrolling on Twitter, and then I see this picture. Guys, this guy is fine, like A1 fine. So he takes this picture. He was sitting, and then there was a glass of juice in front of him in a restaurant setting. So the heading of the picture was like, "Not every day tea or coffee." So I quote this tweet, and I'm like, "I can be your water or your juice." I know bars now. So he says, "Okay." So I was like, then let's take it to the DM. So he was like, "Cool." So I went to his DM. I was like, "Hi, you're cute," and he was like, "You're bold." At this point, my friends were just telling me, "Hey, Rabbi, bad girl." So I was like, I'm feeling myself and everything now. So like we got talking with the guy. He told me he was a coder. They call it the front end developer or something like that. He codes. He's a geek and everything. So I'm telling him like, I'm in school, final year and everything. So like it was like 1 week later or something. So he was like, can he get my number? Hey, when he said could he get my number, I was in cloud 9. See, anything higher than cloud 9, I was in it. I was so happy. I gave him my number so quickly, and so we moved to WhatsApp and calls and everything. So we start talking. We talk a whole lot. Few weeks later was Ramadan, so we check on each other like, hey, how was your fast? How are you? Normal. So there was a day that he calls me and he's like, how was your fasting today? I'm like, man, this fasting is dealing with me because I didn't take sahur. That's the pre-dawn meal we eat. So he's like, oh, that he's so sorry about that. He'll start trying to wake me up. So I was like, cool. Guys, do you know the severity of somebody coming to wake you for sahur? That is love. That's really love. So like I'm like, okay, cool. Then he starts calling me from time to time to wake me up for sahur. And at this point I'm just like, I don't reach my last boss. I've seen my husband and everything. So we talk about like stuff. He tells me about the lady that broke his heart, and I tell him about mine. We just exchange like deep stuff. There's a time we spoke for like 4 hours. I won't talk to you for 4 hours unless I really, really, really like you, or I'm a fool, which in this case I am. So like we just gel like that. Ramadan passes, and then I'm in school. you know I'm writing projects as per final year. So I'm telling him about how project is stressing me, how my project supervisor is stressing me, and so he's like, sorry. He's always asking me of, because we talk like every day. At most we've gone out talking like 2 days at that time. So he is asking me about my project. The only people that keep up with my projects are my parents, and then him. At this point I'm like, this guy is really nice, so, and everything. So there was a day that I was going to where he was. So my school to his workplace is like an hour drive and everything. So I'm like a passing state. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to be in your area tomorrow. And he's like, oh, for real? I should branch by his office when I'm done with the hospital and everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then I was at the dilemma for what I was going to wear, and then we pick out what I was going to wear together. So like after then, the next day comes, so I go to the hospital. We kept keeping in touch, exchanging messages until I was done. He then sends me his address, so I go to meet him. I was waiting in the reception for him. I see him and I'm like, guys, I'm not exaggerating. Like, he is fine. His pictures are fine, but he is fine, fine. But like I'm calm in my mind. I'm doing backflips. I'm like, whoa, this guy, this is it. So he comes and then we're like, hey, nice to see you, and he's like, he's going for lunch if I could join him. So I'm like, sure. We went, we had lunch, we just stayed for a while, and then I had to go because I had to go to college and he had to go back to work. Guys, I left the biggest grin. I'm like texting my girls, guys, this guy is fine, husband material, everything is nice, blah blah blah, normal girl talk. So he keeps keeping in touch until I reach school. So days go by and he keeps like, we keep talking every day. He keeps checking on my um, project and everything. So like exam came and then every single day he was asking about my exam. It's only my parents that used to ask about my exam and my friends that we write papers with and everything. So exam passes. So after exam now, we're just gisting and I'm like, oh, I'm so bored after exams and everything. So he's like, if I was not so far, we could hang out. I was like, coming to your side is not that hard for me and everything. Of course, it's not hard because I was liking him that time. So he was like, okay, cool, I should come through. He's going to get movies for me so that he'll keep me company and everything. I should bring my flash. So I was like, cool. Carry my flash the next day. Early in the morning, I left like my school around like 9-ish. I reached there like 10. So we had coffee at the cafe. Then after then we went, and so we're just like chilling out after the coffee. After then we went for lunch at a restaurant. We had a really nice time talking all through, took pictures, normal hangout stuff now. So that was how after that he booked an Uber for me to take me so where I could get a cab to my school. So like at that point I was already like, man, this guy is he's just checking all my boxes. I'm like, at this point wedding bells are already ringing in my head. I'm getting actually colors, styles. I'm catching inspirations from weddings. Guys, I know this sounds stupid, but this was what was happening at that point because I was just, God is answering my mother's prayers. This time that we kept talking, every time I would like openly flirt and then he would flirt back like, oh, you're so adorable, you're so cute, marry me, you get all those things. Then comes my final year dinner. So I'm like, I need to go to this first. Like final year, baby. Let me ask this guy out. So I'm like, hey, it's my final year dinner. If you don't mind, will you be my date? So he's like, yeah, he would be honored to. And I was like, oh my god, and everything. So I'm like, all right. So I get my tickets. The day of the dinner comes. We meet up. We were at the dinner together. He took my friend and I to where we're staying. So after then, everything was just going like smoothly. I'm like, okay, we're on track. As time went by, he starts acting funny when I flirt, like a little bit dodgy. So if I flirt, he likes and just not reply and everything. So I tell my friend he's acting really dodgy somehow, and I feel like he's already pulling away and everything. She's like, really, why do you say so? So I tell her like, okay, I see one of his picture and I'm flirting and he's being dodgy about it. I sent him marry me, so he dodges it somehow. So she's like, okay, tell him, but you know I'm serious, right? So I send him back, you know I'm serious, right? So he dodges again. So I told her, okay, this is what he said. So she's like, man, there's something fishy. So I think like sometime later he posts this picture on his WhatsApp status, him and two other women. So I'm like, something, my mind, my intuition was telling me this is the cause of your problem. Rabbit alarm started blaring in my head at that point. So I'm like, I don't know how to ask him this, but let me try. So I was like, are these your sisters? He's like, no. And I'm like, oh, maybe you guys have just spent a lot of time together that you guys have started looking alike. He was like, oh, Hina said, oh, that's true. They've told his friend and his wife the same, that he look like each other and they're not related at all. And he's like, he's not related to these women on his status. He still dodged and did not answer who they were. So I let it go. Funny enough, I entered Twitter that same day and then a picture of one of these two ladies pops up on my timeline. So I'm like, So I search her username and his own username together, and then I saw my problems looking at me. Guys, like, okay, there was something he posted. I think she then replies, love of my life, and then he replies, heart. God, you guys, my chest I was in pains. When I saw that, I was like, I was in severe pains. I can't quantify the pains, but I was in pains. I could not say anything, so I went and told my friend, like, okay, see what I found. So she's like, just tell him Papa and Claire, is he seeing anyone? So I'm like, alright. So I went back to him and like, hey, are you seeing anyone? He replies me, yes. And I was like, okay. I was so sad and I was so disappointed. So I think he kind of picked up disappointment. So he's like, he wasn't really sure about what was going on. It's just really recently that he confirmed it. It's just recently. I'm like, Oga, mind them, Oga, you're talking in the rubbish and you're talking in nonsense. This is not what I want to hear. So I'm like, alright, cool. I've just always wondered. So it's like, okay. And then we left it at that. My own beef with the matter is he would have just said it like, Papa and Claire, I'm not feeling this, like, he's moving on and whatnot. If not, anyways, my fault. I put all my eggs in one basket. Like my friend always told me, be wicked to men, be wicked to men. I did not want to hear it. It just felt like really wrong. I'm not saying it was his fault. I had a fault in it for being an idiot. For not, I think I just relaxed when I first shot my shot and I continued just to be like, okay, he's single, so it will definitely work out. Anyway, I'm just going to take my friend's advice to continue to be wicked to me. Anyway, so that's just what happened. If you enjoyed this story time, give me a thumbs up and comment, because I have a lot of stories to tell. Like, my love life has been, I don't want to use that word, but my love life has just been somehow. I have a lot of stories to tell. So if you would like to hear, give me a thumbs up, share my video, and be sure to leave a comment so that I would know. I can even make it like a segment, men are scum. What do you think? Leave a comment.